Hello everybody, Susanna here. Well, firstly, I've got to apologise for the lateness of this video. Normally I have it on at 8 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, but I was not feeling that great yesterday. I was having a bit of a bad day. I just was overwhelmingly tired and felt terrible, and I was trying to get out here and to do this, but it just didn't happen. So I thought I am going to be kind to myself, and I'm just going to come out here today, and you'll still get it on Tuesday. So I'm going to post it straight after I do this, and you know, just to be kind, because we're all busy and sometimes have bad days. So yeah, I'm just going to come out here and do this. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And all that kind of stuff, and it's been a little bit overwhelming, if I'm going to be honest, of the amount of stuff that I need to do, and you know, sometimes it can get like that, and the things just get overwhelming, and then I just tend to get really tired and then stop, and then nothing gets done. So I thought, oh no, I'm sure my subbies will forgive me and allow me to be a little bit kind to myself. So I'm just going to do things as I can. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure you'll understand and agree that, you know, sometimes you just need to chill. I want to enjoy it. I started doing this channel because I wanted to teach people and enjoy it and do it, and then once it starts to become a chore and my mind is racing and I'm like, what am I going to do, yeah, I've just got to have a bit of time to chill out. So, and I think my body yesterday just went stop, and I had an afternoon sleep, and then I even went to bed earlier than normal, like 10 o'clock for me was just early, and I still had a good night. I think my body was just saying I needed a rest. Okay, well anyway, enough of that. You'll be happy to know that well, I'm going to be doing more. I've gotten quite a few suggestions. Some of them I'm like, I was talking to Corinne, because Corinne was the main one that was given the hint that I needed to do more. I've got to just write down another one here. So I mean, I may do more than just the 3. And I've got a bit of a list here, and I've got some books that I'll, you know, quickly show you. This is the first one I'm going to be doing, is wool felt collage, or stuff that I'm doing with wool and felt and all that kind of stuff. And this book, you don't have to get it. I'm going to just be inspired by it, but it's in French and in English. I've got a few of these type of books that are in French and in English. It's called A Trip Around the Wool, and that's written in French by, here you go, I'll let you have a look. It's hard to pronounce that. Quilt Mania Editions. If you feel so inspired to go and get it, I'm going to do a flip through next month, because that's what we are going to be doing. I'm probably going to be attempting something like that with the birds, and I'm going to be using a pattern that from a previous something that I did a while ago. It was a robin, so I'm going to use my pattern, so I'm not using hers, and that way you can, at least a lot of you would probably have it anyway. When I did the block of the month where we did all the different you know, woodland animals, the pattern is still there on Etsy. I think it's only $2, $1, something like that, if you want to join in and do that specific one, or you can just, you know, create your own pattern. What else? I've got another book. So that'll be in the month of October. We're doing the wool, and I've got another thing that my mum made me, which I've got to find. In December, I'm going to be attempting to do stump work. I have actually got a kit from a lady that I've only recently found, and I'm going to be going to do a class with Corinne when she comes down. So this lady, Jane Nichols, I was lucky enough to get this in a thrift shop, but she is excellent. at doing embroidery, and I've also been recommended by some of my subbies that Marion's World and Sarah Humphreys does really good stump work tutorials. So I'll be probably going to be between this book and having a look at my kit, and I'll be watching Marion's World. I just watched a Marion's World video this morning just before I come here. Oh, this beautiful sparrow. She's from the UK. Amazing. So yeah, go and give her some love. She still seems like she's only fairly new. She's got about maybe 1,500 subbies, which is really good, but you know, her work is amazing. She's just amazing to watch. So and then I was just flicking through a few books. Look at this. I'm trying to find a date on it. First issue of Homespun. By the looks of all this and the, you know, the countryness of it, I'd say it's about 1998, something like that. I'm trying to look for a date, but they're not being that forthcoming. There should be one in here somewhere, but I just can't find it. But I'd say I've you know, since then, and I got rid of a whole heap, but I thought I'm keeping the first one because you know, and $7.70. Well, they're worth a lot more than that now. I think they might probably $12 or something like that. Yeah, but there's still a few things in there that I really like. But I mean, getting sidetracked. But I just look. I was looking through this book, and it's my girl. So I thought I'd started unpicking. Like, she obviously looks like she's got feed sack on there as well, so you can see that this girl is from that similar era. I want to do a like, I've got a washer and everything like that, but I didn't want to do her face, and then her face comes off. I was just in the process of starting to unpick it, and I got rid of the felt and everything that's on there. In Corinne's video, I had people, you know, do names, and I think the one that I've picked is Sweet Pea. I really like Sweet Pea because in Australian Snuggle Pot and Cuddle Pie, there's this little dolly, like a bush baby, and she's called Sweet Pea, and she's got this little hat that's similar to this one, and it just looks like a little sweet pea, and that's what she sort of reminds me of. I'm going to try and find one of those books with her in it, and maybe do a little sweet pea type of hat, which I will incorporate it. But now I thought, I started unpicking, and I thought I've got to take the face out. I knew that was done separately, and then I'll try lovingly, you know, paint and repair. See, as you can see, she's a bit old and needs a bit of care too. See if I can try and get this rust stain out. I have no idea. Anybody has any idea how to get rust stains out, let me know. Then I'm going to soak her, because I want to keep the feed sack fabric, because it's, you know, 1930s, 1940s. I may even still keep the skirt and everything, but I'd like to soak her and get her clean, and then maybe put you know, a real pretty lace, and, you know, give her a bit of love, and yeah, bring her back to life. So I thought I'll show you, because I started unpicking. So this is the sort of part one where I'm showing you before how she looks. Not real great, but you know, and then when I found this, I'm like, oh, I really do need to get stuck into it. See, even the way she's got, you know, same colour feet, so I do want to keep it. I'm probably going to, you know, embroider some shoelaces and all that kind of stuff on her, so she will come to life. So my girl is named Sweet Pea. I can't remember who suggested it, but I was just drawn to it straight away. So she will be something that I will just pop in every now and again on progress of how she's going. So now that I've shown you, I can finish unpicking and get her soaked and washed and whatnot. So there you go. Well, we better start on doing some of our work. I was also thinking I wanted to do white work as well. I've got a book. This is what I was going to say. I've got a book on candle wicking, designs, and a few of you said candle wicking, and I was talking to Corinne and me, and we're like, oh, I'm just not into candle wicking at all. But then when I flicked through the books, it had some nice designs, and I thought maybe I can, you know, slow stitch Sizzify it, and make it so that I can enjoy it, because the patterns are quite good. It's a 1998 book, yet no, 1989. Well, that's how old that is. So I thought, well, I can do candle wicking, use the designs, and you know, make it so that it's okay. So I've got a few. So this may continue on until, you know, if you've got any other suggestions. I bought these from the Sewing Lair, and I know that Corinne wanted to do cathedral windows, and I thought I might use this as a base and do a cathedral window in either that one or that one, which I thought this is where I can incorporate, so, you know, it's got a beautiful outside, and because it's an actual quilting technique, and I really need to. I thought I had a book, and I think I must have gotten rid of it. I know that Corinne's got one, so she's probably going to maybe photocopy some pages, and I'll look into it too. I might do some tutorials, because I've always wanted to do it. They're just the way that they've been folded over, and I thought I'll just do one big enough to sit into that can go on my page, and I've got a beautiful cathedral window, which you know, I'll probably do that. I'll make it look like lead light, which is, there's different types, but I'm going to make mine look like a lead light window and do it in maybe, you know, the bright lead lighty colors that will work with that. I might do maybe a bit softer. So there you go. Okay, enough of that. Get going on to this. What I wanted to do originally when I first did this, I've got this is in the kits, and I was going to use this wool and do all of that, but I found this, and I'm thinking that I'm going to couch it on, because I hate working with this stuff. It is terrible, but I can justify couching with it. I think I've already, by the looks of it, yeah, it started here. So I'm going to use this as the thread that I used to couch it. So it's the same colour thread, but I'm going to use the 6 strand, and because it's been couched down, hopefully, I'm hoping it'll be easier. So I'll use a fair bit. I'd rather have too much than have to stop and start again. So I'm not a fan of this type of thread, but I thought I like the effect that it gives. But in a recent video that Corinne did, and when I was over her place, we went to All Threads, and the DMC Diamante, or whatever it is, like that, what she recommended, good stuff. So yeah, really nice thing to work with. So what I'm going to do here now, okay, here we go. So we're going to do one thread, which looks like it's 2. That's why I don't like working with this stuff, because it just comes apart. It's awful. We need something with a bit of a bigger eye. And I thought I'll couch it with the same colour so it blends in. If it is going to drive me nuts, which I've got a sense it may. Not patient when it comes to this thread, I tell you. Look, see, even putting a knot in it is annoying. Ugh. So yeah, not hard, not easy, because it's just so slippery. If it is proving to be difficult, I may use this cream, this grey, which I may, because I better, you know, this one can go in here. It's a smaller needle. Better save myself a bit of grief. And you, well, I mean, you get a chance to laugh at me being annoyed, which is always very entertaining. Oh, good grief. Just stick to the bigger needle, Suze. Goodness sake. See, I haven't even started and it's annoying me. You can so tell I'm not myself. Okay, well, I don't know. Seriously, just threading a needle, people. Okay, so this is a poly cotton. I won't go too long, it'll end up threading everywhere. And put this stuff away. Now, get my big needle. Put the pins, I might put these in the pincushion just out of my way. And I hope I am in close enough. So, might zoom it in. Okay. For 16 minutes and we haven't done a stitch. But at least you know we're going to be doing some more bits and pieces. So I will start. I'll start up here. And I'll see how it looks. If I have to, I might do a stitch of this thread around it to sort of give it a bit more of an interesting look. Okay, we'll go through and then come through with this guy. Oh, my cupboard, my thing got this creaking, and I haven't put a knot in it because I wasn't winning with the last one. I think we'll have a bit of a big knot because this is sort of like a linen. Yeah, you can get through pretty easy. So I thought, well, this way we can make it look more like a pair of scissors, I think. Okay, and go down. Yeah, I do like the look that metallic thread gives. It just looks really nice. On the front cover I used this thread to stitch the needle on, and like, because originally I was going to stitch the needle in this with this thread, and with this one I don't think I would do it. With that new DMC one, which Diamenti or whatever it's called, just watch Corinne's video. Yeah, I think I would feel more comfortable doing pin needles like that. So I may get that thread in the silver and do the needles here, because I've got 2 needles and then all the rest are pins. So the pins I'm just going to do with you know, maybe a grey, don't know, see how we go. And then just have, I was wanting to do pistol stitch, but then I'm thinking, well, but the tops of them are actually, rather than going down through, which probably isn't the best idea, we are so typical. I am going to just keep going around. That creaking of my desk, that is because it's up against the wall and it just creaks, so it is a little annoying sometimes. It probably is not as loud to you as it is to me. Make sure that it doesn't unthread, and then I might go around. It's starting to come apart, so having this thread will help bring it in so it doesn't come apart. Yep. I think I've gone through. It's not complying unless there's a knot. Yep, there we go. Oh, seriously. No, there is a knot and it's not going to work for me. See, that's the downside of having, oh, there we go, I managed to get it, yay! A long thread, you get knots. Not good. Excuse the pun. Okay, so I think I might have gone through it too. Okay, we'll keep going. See how we go. So you know what to do with this. So when I get to the top, I may turn it off and pause for a while, continue to stitch, and yeah, now I'll just show you how I am going to go. Now, do I go underneath? I think I might, because I think it'll look like it's attached a little more. So I'm going to go through and totally there we go, and then I will come back out over the top. Yeah. Coming out. There we go. So I may do a couple. Want that to stay there. So leave that on the top. Where's the top of my needle? There we go. Then come out right next to it. And we are going to go back around like that, and then go through there again, and then I'll come out, and then so on, so on. So I'll just pause it, show you up front. Isn't that pretty? I think that's going to look really good. So I'll be back. Okay, I thought I'd turn you back on for a second. So I went around, like went around, came back, and then I went into the middle. I don't know if you can see it there, and it's joined up around about here. It's all full. So I'm going to come back. So I just sort of, rather than going to starting there, I started in the middle to give it an even line. So I'm going to come back up through there and go from there to there, and then from there to fill it, because it's all full here. And then I'm going to come back here and maybe do a French knot in this colour with this wool. I think that will tie that in. So I'll be back. Okay, I am back again. So we've stitched all that down, and I think it looks rather fabulous. So I am going to, you get your bit out, and I'm thinking around about there is where that little French knot will go. Hang on a minute, I'll have a look. Yeah, just sort of estimate, doesn't really matter. Might be able to see it on the other side. Nope. I'm reckoning it's going to go about there. And then I'll do a colonial knot. Okay, so at least we are using, and it may not be easy even though it's one, because it's quite a thick bit of wool. And there we have our little screw holding the scissors together. Oh, that looks cute. And tying it off is another thing. I'm just going to do a knot, push that in there and push that down. Okay, so what I am going to do is torture myself and attempt, because I haven't got this thread. Here's the thread that I use. See how it comes apart? Oh, it's so annoying. This one's a little bit thinner. I think it's only got maybe 3 strands, so I might get 3 strands and attempt to do the needles, whether I just do it as it is and just do a couple of, we'll see how we go. We'll see whether it needs to be couched, because it does do this annoying thing of coming apart. So, but the needles aren't that long, so we'll see. Okay. If you've got, you know, a silver in a non, you know, one of these ones, see, it's coming apart already. It's just shocking stuff. Okay. So I may need to come back in and you know, restitch it, but you know, it just has a good effect. That's why I like it. Okay, we're going to come in here, and the needle has been put in, you know, that's why I've got that little thing there. That's the mark of where it's gone into. You know what I might do? I might either do a back stitch or a stem stitch. That'll work, and that way it's only yeah, stem stitch. That way I know it's definitely going to go down. Pretty thick with a stem stitch. Stem stitch makes it go thicker. If you prefer to do a back stitch, that works too. Okay. I might even see, this is why I've done it in. I might just have one lot, because I think that is thick enough, and then I'll come through there with that thread to indicate a hole. So that is it, because it's three strands. I think that's going to work. Okay, then I go down, and I don't have to worry about couching, and then I'm going to go in there through there with a thread, and I'm going to do the same on the other one. Do I go back down, because and start here? I may, because it's already in, and I'll do the same, and we've got our 2 needles. Yep. So I am going to do the actual pins in a a grey DMC, maybe a lighter one, and then do different tops, you know, like that. That's the type of pins I want in there because that's what I use. Okay, try and do it as quick as I can. And because it's not very big, you can persist with it. This is the way you get to use up. So I use up this thread, and then once that's gone, I can buy that other thread, which is going to be less pulling apart. But at least I've used this thread up. One strand might be nice. Like I think this would be, maybe just get, you know, buy the ones that I want to get and use one strand, which may be nice, like in stump work or something like that. I'm using some stitching in my piece that I'm doing for my retreat, and I've got a little bit of gold in that, and I'm using that Diamante stuff, but one strand might work because it shouldn't fall apart. So what I do here is pull it apart and then make a couple of knots. Oh, look at this, see? Oh well, that's all right, it's on the back. There we go. Hopefully that won't go anywhere. That last knot, not good. Okay, see? Shocker. Shocking stuff. Oh. Whinge. Okay. So that is that. Now for the needle turn applique, I might actually do that next week. I'm going to put that, I'm going to sew that into the actual book, and then I'll also sew around the outside. I was thinking it would be nice to maybe, you know, do a running stitch along that, and that will hold that down in the book as well. But today, so look how much time we got, 32 minutes. So I'll do it. I think they're pretty much the same. I might do a lighter one. And I'm going to do, just go around doing a straight stitch, because they're not real big, if you know what I mean. And then I'm going to use this colour for the thread, because I want to use this colour to do needle turn applique, and it looks like that we use these needles to stitch that on. So, and then I'm just going to have probably multicolour of other threads. So I'm going to do this. And it should be all right just having the one. I don't think it would be too hard. What I might do in order to make sure that that is secured down is when I do the French knots on it, I may come through that thread or pull it down onto that thread. So I at least know that it's being secured down. And, you know, I'm going to pull it a little tightish. So I'll show you what I mean when I have finished these. Okay. Not sure what colour I'll use for the pin tops yet. We'll see how we go. Here's another one just here. Go here. This one's pretty long, so I may do a double because it's a little long. And we'll go through it. That one might be okay. Pretty long, but there we are. She'll be right. Go down here, so it doesn't take too long to do all these pins. Go down, and then some are long, some are short, is because that's like in the needle, you know, in the thing, how some are sticking up higher. So the shorter ones, they're obviously in the cushion a little more. Okay, there we go. Go across, and then once I've ironed this, it'll get rid of that extra width. So thinking, while I'm here, do I do this little stitch, the little crease? I might do a little crease in the same color as the background, so I might just do 2 stitches in this, just along the bottom there, to make that little crease in that color, because that's what we want. Okay, there we go, and there are the needles done. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around with a few different colors and do some French knots, and then that's it for this week's. Okay, what have we got? I was thinking, wanted a green or a bluey green, actually something like this. It's variegated, and that way I don't have to change it and you still get different colours. What do you think? Yeah, that works. So we've got variegated pins. This is where variegated thread comes in handy. Okay, hopefully that should be enough. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll start here, and then I'm going to do a colonial knot, and I'll go through the top of the thread, so that will hold that down, and we've got ourselves the top. So same here. Yeah, see, that's holding that down, because I really wanted, you know, the easy way to do this, if you don't mind not having a silver colour, is to do a pistol stitch, and that'll get it done in one go, but I think this works. See, so we're going to have it 3 in that this greeny colour, maybe even 4, all depends. And then doesn't really matter if you see. Also, here we go, we change colour, so we'll probably have a few in that lighter colour. Love this colour thread. And then it will go to maybe a 3rd colour. They usually have 3, and then back to that darker. Okay, through the grey, so that's holding that down. There we go. I do a colonial knot because I find they're a little bigger. There we go. Oh, how cute! Cute is that? Hey, love it. Okay, come up through there. So I will probably turn this off now, and you've got a bit of an idea. How cute is that looking? And then once you iron it, those red bits will come off. So do the crease in the same colour. You may have used a different colour. Just one little straight stitch along there like that, on here and here, and then through the eye, you make the eye look, you're actually going to go through that silver part. So yeah, so we've got a bit of an eye, and then that's it for here. And so next week I'll stitch that down, and I'll do a thread along here, and we'll put it into the book. I'm not sure whether there's 4 or 5 Tuesdays in this month. I'll have to go and have a look. But anyway, here you go, guys. I am loving how it's looking, and as much as this stuff is a bit of a pain in the bum to work with, it is great. It looks really good. Looks like a real pair of scissors. So yeah, really happy with how that's looking, and I like that. Love this. This a variegated thread I think I bought from Bitten by the Bug. They are really good values, $5 for the variegated. Okay guys, thank you very much. I will catch you later, and thank you for your patience in waiting for this video to upload today. A little bit later, still Tuesday, but a little bit later. Okay, bye. Thanks for watching.